I don't do personal attacks, so I'm just going to tell you the truth.
How is it that they're not being fair?
It didn't matter to you until
The only thing that they will ever regret.
It finally happened, and it's happening fast.
Who the fuck would have guessed that?
Choke on that word.
No one saw it coming? There wasn't even one sign?
President Trump must know how urgent this is.
So what's MAGA going to do to change this?
In this video, we're going to see America's reaction to MAGA voters, to their disappointment. We'll see Americans, laugh at them and tell them, we told you so. And in their reactions, we also see them explaining to these MAGA voters that the reason why they're actually feeling pained is because they are also being affected. They had expected Trump to go after every other person but they themselves, the MAGA voters. But you will not hear from my mouth. Let's listen to them.
it didn't matter to you until your pocketbook, your bottom line was affected. So again, what did you expect? I mean, it was pretty brave of you to admit that and to come on and make a TikTok like that, but did you really expect for everyone on TikTok to be like, oh no, I'm so sorry, here's a Cash App, here's some advice? No, you fucked around and now you're finding out. And it's not just that you voted for somebody and now your business is hurt, it's that you didn't fucking care until your business was hurt. That's the fucking issue. I don't feel sorry for you one bit. Love you, Slayers.
Look, they don't regret voting for Trump, and they never will. The only thing that they will ever regret is that Trump hurt them the same way he's hurting everyone else.
Well, it finally happened, and it's happening fast. I'm getting a lot of messages from people who say, I'm a Republican, I'm a Trump supporter, but I want labor rights. And they're asking me for help with the problem they're having now that Trump is really attacking the federal workforce, and they're scared. The hypocrisy. How dare you come to me for help when you have spent the past 12 years of Trump's career violently and viciously attacking anyone who doesn't look like you, violently and viciously attacking labor rights when every expert in the world warned you. And you mocked us. You still mock us when we tell you that what's happening is dangerous. But now that it's finally affected you, as we warned you it would, now you think you deserve special treatment? It's kind of like that guy who posted about not paying taxes and how proud he was not to pay taxes. And then the fires happened, and he was desperately calling for private firefighters to save his house, but no one else's. I'm angry at you.
People want to hear that you regret your vote.
As of right now, I'm very unhappy with where we are economically.
There we are. You mean you're getting economically hit? Who the fuck would have guessed that?
But guess what? This needed to happen. We needed for him to win, rigged or not, for him to win and for all of us to come together. So what we are saying tonight, let's come together. Exactly. Let's come together. We're all Americans.
Stop the division.
No, this didn't need to happen. Stop the division? Where the fuck were you on January 6th? Where were you when there was good people on both sides? Stop the division. Where were you when he was degrading women? Where were you during these things, huh? Nope. Fuck around and find out. No unity here.
Really? So you voted for Trump, but now you don't want to follow politics? And why is that? Well, it was just too upsetting. Oh, really? You voted for Trump? Choke on that word. You voted for Trump, and now you don't want to take any responsibility? Fuck you.
Where he says here, it will change my outlook to say they're not being fair. How is it that they're not being fair? Oh yeah, I know. Because now they're cutting something that you benefit from. That's why it's not fair. If Trump was cutting things that only affected and hurt other people, you'd be all for it, right, Frank? Mayor Frank? You'd be all for that, as long as it's not you who is getting screwed. Typical selfish MAGA.
Really just kind of all of a sudden, within maybe like a day's notice, I was basically told that tomorrow is your last day. I almost feel like, so much for serving my country all these years, we literally get slapped in the face. Nobody really seen this coming. Even the people that did probably vote for Donald Trump.
No one saw it coming? There wasn't even one sign, not even 34 signs to start with? None?
And now they're basically denying our unemployment compensation claims. So they're starving us out at the same time. How am I going to pay my bills?
How you going to pay your bills? Maybe you can cash in on all those liberal tears you've been harvesting all these years.
I feel like everybody really needs to do their homework a lot more in depth next time, come voting time, to really try to figure out who these people are deep down inside.
All the homework you need to do is just pull your head out of your privileged ass. You don't need a deep dive. Trump wears who he is out for everyone to see. It's there, man. It was all there.
Caleb Ragland is the president of the American Soybean Association, and he just wrote an op-ed for a right-wing publication, and he said in there, quote, "Like many of my fellow farmers, I voted for President Donald Trump in the past 3 elections. The president won me over with his commitment to business-friendly tax cuts, as well as his track record of reducing regulation and cutting government spending. I am one of 500,000 soybean farmers in America who feels the pain. As a businessman, President Trump must know how urgent this is." Does he? Is he? Anyway, he goes on to say, "The current trade war with China is a gamble with American livelihoods, especially for farmers, those of us who grew up with soil and sweat, who can't imagine doing anything else. Mr. President, I hope you hear our plea. Please make a deal with China now." Yeah, so he doesn't get it. He doesn't get it. There is no deal to be had.
MAGA are poor. MAGA need Medicaid. MAGA no have Medicaid. Soon. Tariffs hurt MAGA. MAGA no like tariffs. MAGA are farmers. Farmers are MAGA. Farmers hurting. MAGA hurting. Trump is canceling federal programs. A state like California, where I live, they can afford to pick up the tab for those programs for the state of California. But states like Oklahoma, no. They're not going to be able to afford that once Trump kills those federal programs. MAGA no like that. But Trump don't care. Trump no like MAGA anymore. Trump no need MAGA. Trump no more MAGA rallies. So what's MAGA going to do to change this? That's up to them, because me no care. Trump no care. You no care. MAGA are on their own.
Hey y'all, so I've been seeing it float around that there are some MAGAs who actually do regret voting the way that they did. And what I have to say about that is good. Because honestly, the more you regret the thing that you've done, the more uncomfortable it is for you to sit with it, the more likely you are to remember this for next time.
I'm gonna say the meanest thing I could possibly say to these Trump voters posting self-pity videos because they're suffering due to his policies. Now, I don't do personal attacks, so I'm just gonna tell you the truth, because sometimes the truth hurts. You don't get to complain. You definitely don't get to complain about the lack of leadership or ideas coming from Democrats, because we didn't do this to us. You did this to us. If you and I are driving down the interstate together and you reach over and grab the wheel and you steer us into a 200-foot deep ravine full of lava and sharks because you think big interstate is corrupt and you thought it would be funny to shake things up, when I scream at you as lava sharks eat our legs, you don't get to be mad at me for being mad at you, because it was my idea to stay on the interstate, and it was your idea that ruined everything for both of us. You don't get to ask what Democrats would do differently with the economy. You don't get to ask what Democrats are doing to help us right now. Those are 2024 questions, but we're in 2025 consequences. This era of the United States right now, this is about the president you elected, the cabinet secretaries your Senate confirmed, the cowering Republicans you elected to obey him in Congress, and all of the very real consequences resulting. We told you these things were going to happen, and we gave you lots of warnings, but you grabbed the wheel anyway.
Yeah, I voted for Trump. Absolutely. Did I know he was going to increase the tariffs? Yes, I did. However, I thought that the infrastructure would be set up prior for small business to come back to America and manufacture.
Why did you think that? What possible evidence could you have based that thought on?